Hi, everybody. This is Spirit Teachings and Spiritual Inspirations, video number 6. Today, I'm going to discuss and read a passage from this book, Glyn Edwards, The Potential of Mediumship. Glyn Edwards was an amazing spiritualist medium and teacher. He has about 2 or 3 books that you can get quite readily on eBay or Amazon. He has passed, but these books are published today, so I don't believe they're that hard to get. These books are wonderful because they're filled with exercises and meditations to help improve our connection with the spirit world. And definitely they are wonderful if you want to improve on your abilities to connect with spirit and how to be that pure and clear channel that the spirit world need to work through us. I'm going to actually just read the passage first and then discuss why I chose this passage to read today. It's quite timely for a few reasons, but let me just get a little bit of background before I read it. Glyn Edwards and Gordon Higginson, and Gordon Higginson I feel is one of the best mediums of all time. They were really good friends, and they used to go around the UK giving demonstrations of mediumship, platform demonstrations. And before a medium gets on the platform to demonstrate, they usually go to a quiet room prior to the demonstration, just to relax and to meditate, get in her power, let all the stresses and worry from the day just fade away, just a quiet space to sort of center themselves and get in the right headset to work with the spirit world. So this passage starts with Gordon coming into the medium's room. Okay, so once again, this is from Glyn Edwards, The Potential of Mediumship, and then it starts like this. Some minutes later, Gordon entered the room with a pot of freshly brewed tea. After laying the teapot down on the coffee table, he suddenly turned to me and asked me what was wrong with me, and said, "Every time you sit, you're wanting this or hoping that something will happen. All the time, you're seeking improvement during your sittings. Your mind is full of this, but it is proving to be a barrier to the spirit world. Just sit and allow the spirit to work with you and use you. Instead of presenting them with all of your wants, start discovering why they have come, what they are seeking to unfold within and through you, and this way you will acquire the power to become a more responsive medium that communicates more naturally with the spirit world." And then Glyn says this: "The lesson I learned through this short conversation with a greatly loved friend and colleague was quite simple and applied to all who are embarking on mediumistic journeys. It is about being opened and responsive to the spirit and learning not to impose our personal wants and needs and demands. Of course, continuous growth is important, but there are also times when we need to let go and simply blend with spirit." Okay. The reason I chose this passage to read today is I have the honor and pleasure of working with a lot of people in circles, in groups, in one-on-one sessions, and it's coming up a lot lately that people are saying, "Oh, let me just ask the spirit world that. Let me go back and just ask them this. Let me ask them, what their name is, who they are, what they look like, what they did for a living, how they passed." And so in a way, it's sort of like they're coming into the mediumship reading with a checklist. And I understand the checklist. What I mean by checklist is a lot of well-meaning teachers and mediums, mediumship mentors will give their students like a list, a checklist. What's description, relationship, way of passing, objects, what they did for a living, shared memories. So you always have sort of this list in your mind that you're asking the spirit world during the blend, during the link. And in my opinion, that's the wrong way to really go into a mediumship reading. And I believe also Gordon and Glyn as well. Because when we're asking the spirit world questions during a mediumship reading, where we're allowing our minds to remain active. And I do believe to be a better medium and a better ambassador to the spirit world here in the physical realm, we have to move into a quiet and responsive space, right? So what I mean by responsive is you just respond to what you're getting and you give it, and you remain passive, and you're not really being active in the communication. All we need to do is remain clear and pure as a vessel and allow the spirit world to just work through us. So if your mind is active, and I do believe the mind is the enemy to anything we can do with mediumship, because you want to get out of the way. You want to just move yourself out of the way as much as you possibly can and allow the spirit world to work through you. So in that respect, when you go into a mediumship reading with your wants, your needs, I want to do this right, I want to get that correct, I want to do this, you're sort of creating this barrier, these blocks in your energy that is hard for the spirit world to get through. And you just have to remain responsive to what you're getting and give it in a passive way. So if you just move into this quiet and even state in your mind and just hold on to the spirit energy and just allow them to communicate through you, I believe the mediumship readings will be better, right? So no disrespect to any teacher or mentor that has sort of this checklist as part of their teaching, in their teachings, but I understand why they have it. I think for a beginning medium, you get really stressed, you get really nervous, and that can become anxiety, which is the worst thing you can have when you're working with spirit, because that really blocks you and shuts you down. But it's sort of, I believe it's given to beginning mediums as sort of like a safety net to go to. So if you have this list, if you're using this list, but now you've been working with mediumship for a year, 2 years, just leave it alone, give it up, and just let the spirit world communicate through you. Let them speak about what they want to speak about. Let them bring through what they want to bring through. So I really feel like after your fourth or fifth practice reading, take this list and chuck it. Leave it. You don't need it anymore, because the more active and the more involved you are with the reading, the harder it is for the spirit world to get through. And it's not up to me, the medium, what information comes through. It's up to the spirit communicator, the loved one of the sitter who's sitting in front of you. So just breathe and relax and allow your mind to become as calm as possible. You can never completely quiet the mind, I understand that. But if you just move into this passive state and allow the spirit world to speak through you to their loved one, and let them bring through what they want to bring through, your readings will be much better. Less you, more spirit. Less of what you want, less of what you need, and more of what the spirit world wants to bring through. Just endeavor to discover why they're coming, and then give them the steering wheel. They're driving the mediumship reading, not you. The best we can do is just to get out of the way as much as we possibly can. So just see if you can take all of your wants, all of your needs, all of the things you want to improve, and just move it to the side. Of course, as Glyn says, we need to continue on our growth, on our developing our abilities, of course. But I don't believe that asking the spirit world questions and wanting to get certain pieces of information during a reading is the best thing to do, because we're creating blocks for them and it's harder for them to get through. Look, the spirit world have to work through our minds. I think that must be the hardest and most frustrating thing that they can do, because energy and thoughts are kind of the same thing. So, and I do believe the spirit world is a world of thought and emotion. So the less thoughts we can have running through our conscious mind, which is hard, I understand it, but the more you can meditate, the more you can sit in the quiet, the more you can move into the quiet space with your own spirit and just commune with your own spirit and allow yourself to move into this peace, into this peaceful state, the easier it is for the spirit world to work through us. Because at the end of the day, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, this mediumship reading has nothing to do with us. It has to do with the loved one in spirit coming and communicating with the sitter, they're sitting in front of us. So allow them to just take control of it and let them bring through what they want to bring through, and take all of your desires and what you want to achieve and let it go. Of course, we want to bring through names. Of course, we want to bring through better evidence. That's in the development. That's how you develop. That's in all the readings that you're doing. Of course, you should ask the spirit world all the time. I always ask the spirit world, help me bring through better names. Help me bring through better pieces of evidence. Help me bring through accurate information, but not during a reading. I'm always talking to the spirit world to help me develop to be the best ambassador, the best voice that they will work through here in the physical realm. Because at the end of the day, remember, the spirit world have no power in this world without us. They need us. We are the voice of the spirit world here. We are the voice of the voiceless, which I love. And I'm not taking credit for that statement. Someone told me that years ago, and it just really resonated with me. So keep developing, keep wanting to get accurate names and in descriptions and memories, of course, but not during a reading. That's in the development. When you're sitting with a sitter and you're blending and you're linking with the spirit world, just let go. I'm always, when I go into mediumship reading, I'm always excited. I'm like, ooh, what are they going to do today? What are they going to bring through? And I just do the best that I can possibly do to stay out of the way and to understand the language of spirit and how they're impressing it on me and through me. And of course, it's always going to take a little bit of tweaking and adjusting. That's normal because we have to learn how they're speaking through us and to us. But let your needs and desires go when you go into a reading and just be there for them. Use me, friends. Just use me. Let me help you. Help me help you bring through what you want to bring through. And the best way to do that is just go in with complete trust, trust in yourself and trust in the spirit world that they know exactly what they're doing, because they know better than we do what you should be doing during a reading and what they need from you. So I don't believe having an active conscious mind and thinking constantly, okay, now I have to ask this, now I have to ask that. Get out of the way. Just move out of the way and take the hand of spirit and allow them to lead you and guide you, and you will do better readings. I know you will. Okay, so that's the video for today. I hope everyone has a lovely day, and I will see you soon. Bye.